Hello everyone and welcome to Joe Radio Live, first time listeners. I am JC Vibes. Blessings to each and every one of you. Just a short word of encouragement as you start your day today. It is the 26th of February 2020, right? Wednesday 26th February 2020. And I just want to encourage somebody out there, the title of this short message is, just because it looks like the enemy is winning, doesn't mean that he is. Just because it looks like the enemy is winning, doesn't mean that he is. And I want to encourage those of you that are going through your situations and your circumstances, and all hell is breaking loose. And just as the title indicates, it looks like the enemy is just, gaining the victory on you. And no matter what you try, and you're praying, and you're doing this, and you're doing that, and it's like, it may seem to you like nothing is working, and no matter what you do, like you just can't get the victory. I want to tell you something. God steps in at the nick of time. God is a God of timing, and he is never late. He is always on time. And I want to use this scripture as an example to show you what I'm talking about. Those of you who know the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and when they were thrown into the fire because they refused to bow down to the idol god, I want to tell you, to everybody that was looking on, to the king and everybody else, it would have looked like the enemy had won. It would have looked like they had won, and they were triumphant over these three Hebrew boys. But remember that God stepped in. He was with them in the fire, and even though they were going through, they refused to bow down. They were thrown in the fire, and before they were thrown into the fire, it was turned up 7 times hotter than normal. And that is what the enemy does. That is what sometimes happens in our lives. Sometimes we go into certain things, and it's already bad as it is, and then all of a sudden it takes a turn for the worse, or what seems to be the worst, and things just seem to be getting hotter in your life, hotter in your life, hotter in your life. It was already hot, and all of a sudden the temperature of the situation just went up. And sometimes it might go up instantly, sometimes it might go up day by day. Today it might be hotter than yesterday, and then the following day it gets hotter than the day before. And this kind of thing. But I wanted to remember that Jesus was in the fire with the 3 Hebrew boys. And when God is in your situation, when God is in your battle, when God is in the fire with you, it turns things around. It turns things around. It changes as hot as things may seem. As hot as things may seem in your situation, in your trials, these Hebrew boys came out of the fire that was turned up 7 times hotter than normal, and their clothes were not burnt. They were not harmed in any way. They weren't even smelling of smoke or fire. Simply because God was in it with them. God was in their situation with them. God was in the battle. And I want to encourage you, no matter how things look, things are not always as it seems. God is in your situation. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Hold on. Don't let go. Don't give up. Just recently, I had a friend tell me a situation that just, seems to be no end in sight. And she said to me, I am just tired. And a lot of people are tired. And it is okay to be tired. What is not okay? It is not okay to give up. Everybody gets tired. Everybody gets tired. We are human. This frail body will experience fatigue and tiredness at times. But let me tell you something. Do not give up. Do not give up. It's okay to be tired, but don't give up. Just because you're tired doesn't mean you're losing the battle. Just because you're tired, remember that. It does not mean that you are losing the battle. Just because the temperature of your situation in your life might have gone up, it does not mean that you are losing the battle. Just because you don't feel God's presence, you may not be sensing God's presence. It may not look like God is in this situation. You might be asking yourself, where is God in all of this? Things are getting hotter. Things just went up a notch. Where is God in all of this? Why isn't God answering my prayers? God knows best. We don't always understand. Our job is to trust. And when you're going through your situation, you need to trust, even when you don't understand why you're going through what you're going through. Trust God. Everything will be revealed in time. Trust the Almighty God. Trust the only one that could bring you out. So I just want to encourage you today, as you go through your day, you might be going to a job that you just hate. You might be going to deal with a boss that you just hate because he always coming down on you. You might be going to a job where you have to work with people that don't like you. You know, you might be in ministry with people that don't like you. You might be in a family with family members that don't like you. Keep trusting in God. Keep trusting in God. God is greater than your situation. God is greater than your situation. Remember the 3 Hebrew boys. God was with them in the fire, and I am here to tell you, God is with you right now in your battle, in your trial, in your circumstance. You may not understand it. You might say, well, if God is with me, why am I still going through this, and why am I still going through that? Why hasn't the situation come to an end? Trust God. It might sound silly. It might sound foolish. It might sound like it just don't make sense. Trust God and see what happens when you trust God, when you hold on and you don't let go, regardless of your feelings, regardless of your emotions. Trust God and see what happens. I dare you today. God bless you.